Welcome into Seahawks Today. I am your host, Will Ortner, and I need to tell you why the Seattle Seahawks are going to absolutely destroy the Tennessee Titans tomorrow. This Titans team is not able to match up with the Seahawks physically. They don't have the mentals to keep up with this Seattle Seahawks team, and honestly, I think the Seahawks are going to come out loaded for bear, trying to get some payback against the Titans after a tough loss last week to the Rams. Now let's get into the video. The Seahawks have to exercise some demons, and unfortunately for the Tennessee Titans, they are the next team that the Seahawks have to play after losing to the Rams. We've seen it multiple times this year already. After the Seahawks lost to the 49ers, they absolutely smacked the Steelers in Pittsburgh. After they lost to Tampa Bay, they came out and absolutely laid the wood the next week. Expect the Seattle Seahawks to come in and absolutely make the Titans look like their little brother. Before we get into why the Seahawks are going to destroy the Titans and how they will do so, I need to let you know that we are not destroying Titans today in our sub battle. We are down by 5 subs, 162 to the Titans, 167. Don't let Brett Alper win. He's a big bragger. You can't let that guy have a victory over you. You can't let him have a victory over me. Help me out by subscribing to the channel. All right, we're getting into your keys to victory, and it's time to let the big dogs eat for the Seattle Seahawks. And what do I mean by that? Well, of course, I'm talking about the best defensive line unit in the National Football League. I'm talking about Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence, Byron Murphy, Uchenna Nwosu, absolutely getting into the backfield and causing havoc for the Tennessee Titans, because at this point, the Titans have not proved that they're able to keep Cam Ward upright at all. The poor rookie quarterback is going through, well, what Sam Darnold went through when he was in New York with the Jets, and I feel like the kid is seeing ghosts out there right now. He's just getting absolutely mollywopped in every single game. You can go through the 2025 schedule here for the Titans. 6 sacks by the Denver Broncos, 5 by the Los Angeles Rams, 4 by the Colts. The list goes on and on and on. The only 2 games, surprisingly, the Houston Texans and the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals, not so surprising. They don't really get to the quarterback, but the Texans definitely do. Other than those 2 games, teams are getting multiple, and I mean multiple sacks on Cam Ward. And right now, the poor rookie is getting sacked on average 4 times a game. 4! I don't know how that doesn't mess with your psyche. Now, not all of the sacks are on the offensive line for the Tennessee Titans. Some of it is on Cam Ward. He is a quarterback that uses his athleticism to his advantage. He runs around more in the pocket. He's going to hold on to the football a little bit more. We saw it in Seattle with Russell Wilson. Sometimes his playmaking ability leads to more sacks. Sometimes the offensive line that's blocking in front of him absolutely sucks. That's what Cam Ward is dealing with right now. You know who doesn't suck? This defensive line. You got 32 sacks on the year, and they come from a variety of different places. Mike Macdonald is one of the best head coaches and defensive coordinators at disguising what he is going to do if he's bringing a blitz, if he's not bringing a blitz. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the Seattle Seahawks defensive front line up with 6, 7 guys on the line of scrimmage and then still only end up rushing 4. But you never know which 4 are going to rush. Could he add Drake Thomas into a blitz? Could he add Nicky Minwari, Devin Witherspoon? Or is he just going to trust your defensive line to get after you? He's done a great job at that. And this defensive line has done a great job at getting into the backfield consistently. I mean, you look at the top sack getters for the Seahawks. They're all within a sack and a half of each other, and they're all from your defensive linemen. They do a great job of running twist games and stunt games, getting into the backfield, beating up on opposing quarterbacks. I mean, the Rams game was the first game all year that you didn't end up getting a sack in a game. I think the Seahawks are going to be fired up, ready to come out and get those sack numbers up and get them juiced up for sure. This guy right here, man, he knows how to get after the quarterback. He knows how to make opposing quarterbacks uncomfortable. And I think what's most important is you got a rookie quarterback trying to figure out a Mike Macdonald defense that most veteran quarterbacks cannot figure out. I think the Seahawks are going to be in for a heck of a game from that defensive line. I ask you, what's going to be the number? How many sacks are the Seahawks going to get on Sunday? I think if I had to guess right now, that number might be astronomical. We're talking about a 6 to 7 sack day for your Seahawks. My next key to victory after letting the big dogs eat is, well, he might not be a big dog, but he's barking the loudest so far at that wide receiver position. Feed JSN the ball. Let's just go through his stats, shall we, for the year. In every game that he has played in, he has gotten at least 70 yards. In 9 out of the 10 games that he's played in, he's got at least 90 yards. He has already 7 100-yard games, a Seattle Seahawks record for a single season. And, oh, by the way, half of the games this year, he's gone for 120 plus. He's not playing like the best wide receiver in football, Sleeper. He is the best wide receiver in football. He is a special player. He's the only guy who has over 1,000 yards receiving right now. He's also the only one who has 1,100 yards receiving on the year. He's closing in on catching up and fully catching that Seattle Seahawks record and the NFL record for most receiving yards in a season. This comes from Greg Bell, great beat reporter for the Seattle Seahawks, or on the Seattle Seahawks, I should say. And in here, he's talking about just how close JSN is to that mark that Calvin Johnson set in 2012, setting the NFL record for receiving yards. Right now, JSN is averaging 114.6 yards a game. He needs to average 117 to pass Calvin Johnson. This seems like the perfect game for JSN to absolutely explode, really juice his numbers, much like USC might when they're playing a Fresno State or a San Jose State. I got a take that I think can happen in this game, but before I give that to you, I do want to let you know that this episode of Seahawks Today is sponsored by Prize Picks. The hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right never gets old. So keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on any 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you could cash in. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones are overhyped? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. I have a little 3-pick power play for this weekend's action. Cam Ward, less on his pass yards. JSN, more on his receiving yards. Rashid Shaheed, might do that in one play. More on his receiving yards as well. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. I want to see history on Sunday. I told you I had more JSN notes. This is it. Right now, he's 157 yards away from setting the all-time Seattle Seahawks single-season receiving record. He can do it. He can pass DK Metcalf. He'd get to 1,300 yards on the season, over 1,300 yards, in fact. And I think this is the perfect time to do it. Would I prefer that he do it at home? Yeah, of course. But I'm going to get up early to watch this Titans game. The Seahawks are going to dominate. I want to see something special happen. I want to see Jaxon Smith-Njigba continue to show everyone that he is the best receiver in football. Not the best receiver in the 2025 season. No. I want to let everyone know, and I want to see him let everyone know, that he is the best receiver in football. No more Jamar Chase. He's suspended because he's spitting on people. Gross. No Justin Jefferson. He's not catching enough footballs right now. JSN is the best receiver in all of the NFL. He's going to show everyone, and I think he's going to go out with a chance to make history. Now, my last key to victory in this one for the Seahawks, you got to figure out how to help QB1 get some of his confidence back. I'm not here to say that he should have his confidence rattled. I'm not here to say that Sam Darnold does have his confidence rattled. I'll tell you this, if I messed up 4 times in one day at work here at Chat Sports, I'd feel pretty bad. My confidence would be rattled. If I went in to talk about the Seahawks on Seahawks Today and you heard me do a whole show on the Atlanta Falcons, I'd feel pretty dumb. I'd feel pretty bad about what I did. I might not be as confident the next time I came in to do a video. That's kind of where I feel like Sam is right now. I think Klint Kubiak has the perfect game and the perfect opportunity to design easy, quick throws to gain his quarterback some confidence. Get his quarterback in the right headspace. Because the Seahawks, you need Sam Darnold. Because it isn't about beating the Tennessee Titans. It's about winning games later on as well. What else can help after you go with those quick, easy passes? Get a strong run game. Get Kenneth Walker going. You've been running the football extremely effectively over the last couple of weeks, basically since you got back from your bye week. Are there still some meat on the bone left in this run game? Yeah, for sure. Titans are the perfect team to get that against. They can't stop a cold right now. If you can block Simmons on the inside, you're going to be in a pretty darn good spot in this one. Then that leads to easy play action passes. Early, get the ball out to A.J. Barner. Find Jaxon Smith-Njigba. Work some bubble screens for Rashid Shaheed. Early, quick, one step, boom, back foot throw, bam. Get the ball out of Sam's hands quickly. Let him rack up a bunch of completions. Let him rack up a couple of extra touchdowns. Not because you're stat padding, but because you need to get his confidence back where it needs to be. We need Darnold at his most confident. Why? Because Seahawks are nowhere close to being done. I told you already this week where you look in the NFC playoff picture. The NFC West is still definitely up for grabs for you. You have an opportunity to win. Just look at this right now. Look at where you sit. You're the number one wild card team. If the Rams lose a game, all of a sudden you're back within a half game of them. Rams don't have an easy schedule, and they're going to have to play you as well at some point. There's still a chance, a world, where the Seahawks are the number one team in the NFC. But you're not going to be the number one team in the NFC without getting Sam Darnold back his confidence. So use this game against the Titans. Use and abuse them to get him back in the right headspace. Here are my keys to victory. You got to let the big dogs eat on the defensive side of the football. Feed the number one wide receiver in the NFL. Help him break history in Seattle. And then, of course, just help Sam's confidence, man. Let's get the Seahawks back to winning the way that we know they all can. Let's make sure, too, to like the video as well. You want the Seahawks to beat the Titans. I think the Seahawks destroy the Titans. The best way to do that, go in, like this video. Don't be the one who doesn't like the video and jinxes us on Sunday. Just like the video because you know you want to. I'll catch you guys next time.